A Napa guy knows the only way you'd give a freshly minted driver a brand new car is if he promises to never drive it. Instead, let him grind the gears and knock over the neighbor's mailbox in something a little more suited to his skill level. And with over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, he can safely drive something that's nearly as old as he is. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for him. That's Napa know-how.
Blog Talk Radio.
And now it's time for Forever Sports with the one and only GQ Forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping by now y'all have figured out that this won't begin quietly. On behalf of the Crosslink movement, Godsquad Enterprises and the Thunderstorm, we promise y'all a sports show, and here it is. Let's go. The word says that a man should not think more highly of himself than he ought to. It never said that you don't think highly of yourself. We think very highly of the show tonight that we have put together for y'all. It feels kind of funny, actually, man. I'm looking around for Ion. I was waiting on somebody to turn my mic on and realize it's my job to turn my mic on. Shouts to Ion, Sunshine, Black Rose, Didi the Voice Pinkney, the Queen Lavietta, the Thunderstorm Squad. We got Godsquad behind us, Eugenio, Minister Melinda Smith, Crosslink, Rare Breed, J-Lock, the 47 Disciple. I come with credentials, man. Shout out to my Rand Sports family, the brilliant writers over at Fansided and Inside the Eagles and the Thunderstorm blog. And congrats to my co-editor over at Inside the Eagles, Ryan Quigley. He graduated after spending a very long time in college. Just playing quiz. Shouts to all my graduates and everybody that went to the prom. Remember, flee from fornication. Lord have mercy, I'm already all the way off my notes. I don't know who's going to keep me in line if Didi and Alicia aren't here. Okay, let's get to business, y'all. Follow Godsquad on blogtalkradio.com. Look for the red shield with the crown of thorns and the nails. Slap your neighbors. Tell them we on the air. Y'all can listen to us online or dial the number 917-889-2821. If you have a question or comment, hit one and we'll bring you into the studio. Email us at thunderstormradio66@gmail.com and add us to your network on Google. Like the pages. Ready? Here they come. Godsquad ENT, Crosslink Movement, GQ Forever, Sunshine Black Rose, Ionosphere Productions, The Thunderstorm, Thunderstorm Sports, presented by Godsquad 66, Positively Divine Pursuits, Rare Breed, The 47 Disciple, J-Lock SMG, and you can follow my journalism page, Jeffrey Knox, editor, sports right journalist. Man, we got a lot going on. That's a lot to say. Y'all better be glad we say, man, because if it ever turned into beef, y'all would have a problem. If I left anybody, y'all please forgive me. Charge it to my head, not my heart. And we thank everybody who took time out to listen. You could have been doing anything in the world, but you decided to hang with us. And with that, I sent out my recruitment letters, starting with the 47 Disciple, player, coach, hip-hop MC, father, husband, man of God, owns his own home improvement service. That brother's about as busy as I am. But 47 Disciple is also a coach of the youth league, making positive impacts on the youth. 47, we got to get you on the show, man. And Christina, Ion, tell your wife we want her on the show. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and bring on my co-host. I'm turning the mics on. And I say, what's up? Corey is in the building. How you doing today, Corey?
What's up, man? It's great to be on the show today. I couldn't wait to get here. It's going to be epic, as my man James J.T. Thompson would say. I'm just looking forward, man. Thanks for letting me be a part of the Thunderstorm Sports.
Oh, man, you family now. Godsquad is what it is. And you mentioned J.T. We're going to go ahead and bring him on. J.T., what's popping, cousin?
What's going on? What's going on, GQ? Big Woo. It is an honor and a pleasure to be on Thunderstorm Sports, the debut. Man, we finna make history, man. I'm ready to make it happen.
Word up, word up, word up. And as a special surprise guest host, we brought my man Donnie. Donnie, what's popping, cousin?
Nothing much. How y'all doing today, fellas? I really appreciate y'all having me. Thank you for the last-minute addition. I'm ready to rock.
No problem, no problem. Everything is dope, everything is dope. And I think we got Jason on the line. Jason, you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Most deaf. Jason's our special guest for the evening and everything. And we're going to give him a couple of seconds here to speak about what he's got going on. Very positive brother, very strong in the community, very strong in the kingdom. We are honored and privileged to have this brother here with us tonight. And most definitely, I'm honored to be backed up by the Godsquad, ENT, Alicia, Didi, Eugenio, Minister Melinda, Ion. It's too many of y'all to name. Like I said, if I left anybody out, charge it to my head and not my heart. Yo, people have asked us, man, just to get started, they want to know why we're doing a sports show here on the Godsquad ENT Network. The answers are simple. As Christians, we have other interests and other enjoyments other than reading the Bible all day. We enjoy reading the Bible, but we love other things. I'm a sports fanatic, as you all probably know. You can follow my work as a feature writer over at rantsports.com again. I'm also on Inside the Eagles on the Fansided Network. The Fansided Network has over 300 team-specific sites. Follow your team. College basketball, college football, NFL, NBA, MLB, whatever your flavor is, they got it for you over there, man. They got a team-specific site for you. But make sure you like Inside the Eagles, whether you follow them or not, because that's how I get paid. But just to make a long story short, the Godsquad Network was designed to show everybody that we can filter all forms of entertainment, do it godly, and be given the opportunity to live out our dreams and be blessed to do what it is that we enjoy to do without even having to change what we do. They accomplish things in the world, we accomplish things in the kingdom just like they do. With that being said, Jason, what's poppin', cousin?
Yeah, G, I appreciate Thunderstorm allowing me to come on the show. This is just a complete honor.
It's an honor to have you, brother. We appreciate you saying that, but it's an honor to have you, man. Why don't you take about a few minutes here and let them know what you got popping off this coming weekend and let them know how they can participate.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This Saturday, May the 21st, the doors open up at 5:30, starting at 6 o'clock. We're trying to start on time, so we ask everybody to try to be on time. I have an event called the Charlotte Hoop Fest. It's going to be the top high school players are going to be there here in Mecklenburg County and private schools, and they're going to be participating in like a skills challenge. And anything from 3-point to two ball to hot shot to slam dunks, and then along with that, we have a whole slew of a lot of entertainment that we're going to just, have the audience participate. We got Fusion Force is like a fabulous dance team that's here in Charlotte that everybody been at CIAA, played at the Hornets games. We got Maddie, this little 13, 14-year-old little young girl that just sings her heart out of the national anthem. We got even got the wheelchair basketball team. The Rolling Hornets are going to be there, so we're going to have a lot of audience participation. So it's not just going to be a type of event where people are just going to just sit around and just watch, but they're going to actually participate as well.
Word up, man, word up. How do people connect with you socially? Are you on any social media? Do they email you? Do they call you? What do they do?
I mean, anything. They can go to www.keepitcleanentertainment.com, keepitcleanentertainment.com, or you can find us on Facebook, Keeping It Clean Entertainment. Our focus is definitely to, as it says in the title of our company, keeping it clean. So we try to keep all the events clean as possible, just straight fun. But basically, we definitely try to use basketball as a vehicle. We want to make sure that it's for a purpose all the time. We're trying to teach these high school athletes to give back to community. It's not all about just playing basketball and making the money, but also teaching them a certain lesson to come back to the community and give back, as well as what we're going to do is give a portion of the proceeds to a gentleman that has recently passed away, but a fireman here in Mecklenburg County for 16 years. But we want to teach them how to give back as well at the same time.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I think you covered it. And anybody that may have tuned in about 10 minutes late, we're 10 minutes into the 90-minute broadcast of the Thunderstorm Sports Show. You listen to my man, Jason Williams, got a powerful and awesome event coming up this coming weekend. I'll be there. Several members of the Godsquad will be there. I'm taking JT. I'm taking my man Big Woo. Adonis will definitely be in the building if he can make it, man. I'm calling you by your government name. I hope that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all right, brother.
All right, so what it is we just want to take a couple minutes to just let y'all know all these things that we have going on in the community. If you want to advertise your event, sports-related or otherwise, make sure you call the Thunderstorm. You can hit us at the offices. You can email us. That might be the easiest way to contact us. Again, the email address is thunderstormradio66@gmail.com. Add us to your network on Google. The brand new email address is about 2 to 3 days old. So help us build up our Google network there before I have to transfer all my people over there and try to figure out who's who. Yo, at the top of the hour at about 7 o'clock, we're going to be talking about faith, how it relates to sports. We're going to be talking about LeBron and Steph. We're going to be having some NBA talk tonight. We're going to talk about a little bit of boxing. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on that because y'all don't seem to be interested, judging by how y'all tune in to the events nowadays. We're going to get into some way too early NFL picks, man. Your boy GQ Forever is going to tell you who's going to win every division, and I'm going to do this on May 15th. That's right, May 15th. So we got a packed show coming up for y'all, man, along with like the In Your Face segment with my man JT. I just want to take a second here and talk about something that I find funny. In the region, the Carolina regions, we all love our sports here, man. This is an ACC, SEC country, and do not forget that, man. And we had the privilege and the honor of having a college basketball team, the North Carolina Tar Heels, a college football team, the Clemson Tigers, and our NFL team, the Carolina Panthers. Well, your NFL team, not mine. The Carolina Panthers made it all the way to the Super Bowl, and all three of those teams lost, ladies and gentlemen. Now, me personally, I don't care. I'm a Gamecock. Y'all know that. Born and raised, Columbia, South Carolina, born in Richland Memorial Hospital. Anybody except Clemson, as far as I'm concerned. Duke runs through my blood, ladies and gentlemen. My sister, my aunts, myself. Duke to the day we die. Duke gang. Nike switch, all that. And last but not least, y'all, I'm just going to keep it real with you. Your boy gambled on Super Bowl Sunday. Every last one of y'all picked the Panthers. I went the other way because defense always beats offense. I've been telling y'all this for the span of about 13 years. Whenever it's the superior offense versus the superior defense, defense always wins. Very rarely you might have the offense triumph, but defense always wins. Fellas, what's y'all's feelings on what we saw and witnessed as far as like the events that we saw on Super Bowl weekend, the NCAA basketball tournament, and, of course, the NCAA playoff national championship game? What do y'all think, man? I'm going to start with you, Corey. What's happening, Big Woo?
What's going on, man? Let me tell you something. Defense, statistically, you probably have a point. Defense always wins championships. But this particular game, defense appears to have won the game. But I have to say there had to be some other element to what was going on out there because there's no way to explain the way the offense had played for the Carolina Panthers I'm talking about all through the season, and then to get to this game, and it's not like everybody want to give Denver their props for their awesome defense, and I admit they had some awesome defense throughout the playoffs and of course the Super Bowl. But what was that defense all year? It wasn't really like they went 16-1 like the Carolina Panthers did. It's not like their defense couldn't be taken advantage of. So all this talk about the defense from Denver was just phenomenal. It was the greatest defense in the history of the Super Bowl, whatever you want to say. But to me, it was more of Cam Newton and that offense not being prepared or being distracted. I think being distracted was probably the thing because Carolina's defense played very well also. They easily won that game too. So that's my take on it. That was another element, a distraction with the offense. I'm going to leave it there.
Fair enough. JT, you want to straighten this brother out or you going to agree with him?
I mean, in my eyes, man, I look at the Panthers and they got on the big stage and they look like a deer in headlights. They just never really got got anything going, man. I mean, we watched the team that pretty much blitzed the league all year long except for a 38-0 loss to Atlanta. And you get to the biggest game of the year, man, and you don't show all the way up. I mean, that right there was a little disheartening, you know what I'm saying, looking at the home team and and want them to get it done because, you know, they were favored, man. And, I mean, to me, Denver, you know, didn't really do anything impressive other than take advantage of Carolina's mistakes. And when you make mistakes on offense, a good defense is going to capitalize and turn that into points. And had it not been for the play of Von Miller stepping up in the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, Denver would not have got it done. You know what I'm saying? That's just my take. It wasn't nothing special that the offense done in my eyes. It was Von Miller in that defense. But Carolina just came up short, man. They got to the big game and they got caught up in the bright lights, man. You know, and I hate it for the fellas because it's hard to get to the Super Bowl, man. The Super Bowl just ain't handed to you unless you're the Patriots. It's not handed to you. You don't get there like that. So, you know, the Panthers going to have to work extremely hard, man, to get back to that spotlight because, you know, it was 10 years, 10, 12 years before, since they had been there before. And it might be another 10 if they don't get it together.
Yeah. I like the back comment for the Patriots.
You're right. Jay, you a Patriots man?
Nah, man, I'm Cowboys all day, man. Just the Patriots seem to have the luck of falling into the Super Bowl. Just, you know what I'm saying, Belichick, Brady. I'm not a fan of the Patriots at all, man. If they just disappeared off the league of the NFL, it wouldn't bother me. I wouldn't shed not one tear.
Amen.
Word, I got you on that, man. Donnie, what you got, man? How you feeling about what we talking about, man?
Like you said, man, I was happy for the Carolinas. You know, I'm not a Clemson fan myself, but I am a Tar Heel and a Panther, so I was happy to see all three teams, do well and make it to the championship game. But I was also suffering from extreme heartbreak over two of the games at least because I felt like I'm agree with the other fellas. I felt like Carolina didn't play their game in the Super Bowl, and I honestly feel like we got out-coached. We didn't make any adjustments. Denver did have the number 2 defense throughout the year, and they were balling, and we knew that we were going to get pressure up the middle from them guys, but we did nothing about it. I mean, we didn't help Cam Newton. Now, he hadn't seen that much pressure all year long, and once we got frustrated, we never got ourselves back together, but the coaches didn't do us any favors because they didn't help us with the play call and they didn't switch things up. We still tried to just do what got us there, which is, the formula that works. But if doing what got you there is getting you punched in the mouth, time to switch up the plan. So I was happy for my boys, but thoroughly disappointed in the way the Carolina Panthers and the UNC Tar Heels performed in the championship games themselves.
Word, I take that. Jason, you're going to be hanging out with us for the whole show, right?
I'll be on here for the majority of the time. I agree with everybody what all the comments were said. I was really disappointed in the coaching play calling. Especially in, Cam and doing what he needed to do behind the line. He just seemed like he just lost a step. He wasn't dabbing. He just wasn't exciting, I mean, I don't know what it was that caused him to play the way he did play.
All right, dope. And let's just go ahead and say before we go any further that the Thunderstorm is brought to you on this segment by my homegirl, Tess Lene. Tess Lene's got a new album out, Bad Habits. That joint is banging, regardless of genre. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I can say about it. Tess Lene does her thing. She's been in the game for quite some time. She's gifted. She's talented. And she took time out this weekend to make sure she sold into the Thunderstorm Sports Show, presented by Thunderstorm Sports Radio on the Godsquad Network, so we just want to take time to say thank you for that. Fellas, based on the fact of what we've just discussed, I don't think there's ever been an interview done about the Carolina Panthers that didn't include topics about Cam Newton. And just remember, we're going to get into a faith discussion as to whether or not Steph Curry's faith plays any part to his popularity, and that's coming up here close towards the top of the hour. But I'm going to let this segment run a little bit over because I do have a question about Cam Newton. Some believe that Cam Newton didn't play up to standard based on the fact that he wasn't ready for the moment. There was some talks about how he handled himself in the interview process, how he started to get frustrated by Wednesday, and when they saw that he couldn't handle the interview process, they're like, you know what, the stage is just too big for Cam Newton. My thing about Cam Newton is I love him as a brother. Let me first say that. I do have some concerns about some of the things he said. We come from a time, I think some of us are getting a little bit older, so we know the scrutiny behind the black quarterback. They thought the black quarterbacks couldn't play the position. They didn't think well enough. They couldn't express themselves in the huddle. Even if they audible, nobody would understand the diction of what they're saying because we speak in Ebonics. They said we're not leaders. We don't think fast enough to know what everybody's on the field is supposed to be doing. And most importantly, this is the one I want to get into, they said that we don't handle pressure well. Cam Newton, by his actions during the interview process and the following interview by walking off, not by him playing the race card himself, I personally believe that he didn't dispel the rumors of the black quarterback. He fed into them. How do y'all feel about that? I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to take it back the other way. I'm starting with you, Donnie. What you got?
I personally, I'm with you on that. I like Cam Newton. I like him as a player. I'll take him on my team any day of the week. If I had a draft right now and could start all over, I think I would still take him number 1 overall pick because he's a guy that you can build and win around. But I do not like the way he handles himself on the field sometimes and as well as off the field. A lot of people love the dabbing. It gets the kids excited. I like it. I like how it controls the crowd and things like that. But I also remember when you were doing your little first down dance when we were down 21-0 in the fourth quarter. Like, there's a certain time and place for everything, and he doesn't seem to understand that. Like you said, I understand even going back to his press conference and the issues that he took with that. I understand you were upset, but you are a professional NFL quarterback. Everybody who has ever been on the losing end, whether it's the Super Bowl or the first is upset at that. So, but that doesn't mean you can go out there and ignore people, not answer questions, be rude about it. I mean, that is your job. Part of your job is to play football. The other half of it is the interviews are just as mandatory as you showing up for practice and games. And everybody that plays in the NFL knows that. And to play in the NFL is a privilege. Because trust me, there are a million guys who would take your position in a heartbeat if you decided that you didn't want it. So if you're there, you got to play by their rules. And one of their rules is you need to conduct yourself in a professional manner, which Cam had failed to do in that Super Bowl. I don't like the way he handled that. To me, it was grade school. You're upset, but still, suck it up and man up. Because if Peyton Manning had lost that, I don't think he would have came out there. And mind you, Peyton Manning is retiring. I don't think he still would have came out there and pouted and complained and not wanted to answer questions at the Super Bowl. He would have took it like a man, answered the questions, and moved on. And that's what I like to see the quarterback of my football team do as well.
Word up, man. And just to kind of add on and piggyback on what you said before we get to JT and his thoughts, Russell Wilson, black quarterback, exact same situation. Many see him as the guy who blew the Super Bowl last year. Set up, stand up, went to the podium, answered every single question, handled himself in dignified fashion. What do you think about both points, JT?
Well, I look at it, man, with Cam Newton. Cam Newton has never really experienced losing. You know what I'm saying, until he got into the pros. So I think that plays a role in some of his reactions, man. Now, I don't condone, his actions, but you gotta handle losing in order to learn how to win. You know what I'm saying? That's what I came up on. I mean, Cam hadn't done that because he hadn't lost a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't handle losing well, and it's not exactly the best role modeling, except as far as these kids watching this stuff, because again, if you don't know how to do both winning and losing, you know what I'm saying, then you shorten yourself. And I think Cam needs to, make the adjustment on that, because being in the biggest spotlight, in the biggest games, all eyes is on him, and he got to conduct himself in the right way. I understand he's not going to be perfect because he's human, but he got to come better than what he can.
All right. Jason, what you think?
I think everything's pretty much been said. I really have no additional comments to add to that.
Word up. And how do you feel about that? How do you feel about the situation, Corey?
I'm gonna tell you what. I want to mention something that Donnie had mentioned about mandatory interviews. Interviews are mandatory. And so you get what you get when a player comes to the podium after he gets his butt kicked and feels like he should have won the game. You get what you get. He's going to do what he's going to do. And just to give a fact here, Cam Newton is 27 years old. He just turned 27 May 11th. He was 26 years old when he was in the Super Bowl, first Super Bowl. He spent 1 year at a Division I college, 1 year at a JUCO, and some bench time in Florida or whatever. So his maturity level is not going to be that of a Russell Wilson, who spent 3 years in college. And Russell Wilson experienced more losing than Cam Newton has. So he's going to be experienced, and not even that. It's just a person's demeanor and just the way a person is. So will Cam Newton grow from this past season? I would say yes. I think this coming year you won't see as much dabbing and celebrating the first downs. You may see it, like you said, Donnie, when he's down 21 and you dabbing and doing the Superman dance and you losing by 21 points. That's ridiculous. Will he learn from that? I believe he will. Will he be back to the Super Bowl again? I believe he will. Is it going to be hard? Yes. But Cam has got, and of course this is barring injury to his fellow teammates and things of that nature. But Cam is a winner, and he will be back to the Super Bowl. And let's just keep things in perspective with Cam Newton being a young man. I mean, 27 years old is not that old, especially when you only played 1 year of Division I college ball. So you don't really have the opportunity to learn. You don't have the time to be taught. He came into the league basically as a freshman out of college. We got to say it again.
I said, I don't know about that, man. I can't get that man a pass. He's 27 to me is old, man. Some of us had kids and a mortgage at 27 years old, and he's been in the league for 5-6 seasons now. So
right, and which allowed us to grow up quicker. We had to grow up quicker because we had kids at that age. He didn't. He didn't have to grow quick. He was playing a game. His thing was he went to college. He played a game. So he's still a kid to me. I mean, I guess I'm old as I don't know what, but he's still a kid. And I think learning. So, and I'm not giving him
Go ahead.
Wrong. I'm not giving him a pass, but I do think we need to let him get past this and grow. And 10 years from now, they won't even talk about this.
I agree.
It depends on if he changes or not. But if he's still, but I do feel like this is a scar on his legacy overall, because I feel like 10 years from now they will be running clips of this. Even if you do change and turn into, let's just say, a gracious guy like a Peyton Manning, I think they'll still be running it. Remember when Cam Newton was like this? Those things last on your image, and 27 years old, to me, in my opinion, you don't get that kid pass. You're not 20, 21, fresh out of college. You're a grown man that's been in the NFL for several years now, and you know how the business is played, and you know better. I mean, this ain't your first press conference. This ain't your first press conference after a loss. And you had a 2-14 season with the Carolina Panthers, so you got used to losing, whether you like it or not. And as much as I want my kids to not accept losing, I don't want my kids to be failures. I want them to push hard. If you happen to lose, it's not the end of the world because, like you said, it is a game. So, therefore, ain't nobody died at the end of that game, Cam Newton. Go up there. You lost the football game. It's okay. Go up there, handle the press conference, and then you can go back to your hotel room and pout all you want. But, you at 27 and 5-6 years in the league, he knows better.
Hey, well, let me ask you a question, kind of following up on what Donnie said, man. This is some of the theory about Cam Newton. I've talked to a couple of people inside the league. This is what they've told me. Cam Newton, when the lights are on, Cam Newton, when the lights are off, not the same guy. My question is, you mentioned the celebration, you mentioned the dabbing, you mentioned the, how he interacts with teammates. We've seen Cam lose at the beginning of his career. Towel over his head, walking off the field early. We've seen him win. High fives, dabbing, the jump shot after every touchdown. We've seen him lose the Super Bowl and what happened at the Super Bowl. I never saw, man, this is something that's really that is always said at sporting events. It's about how your teammates take up for you. I didn't see a lot of his teammates come to his defense. And the question I guess I have for you is the teammates, when they get back to winning again next year and he's back on his high, are they as willing to accept it, or are they like, this dude is just how he acts when he wins, though, but what happens if we lose again?
I think if you see them resort back to that 2-14 type of team, then I believe you will see teammates, just like you said, not having his back and not being so jovial, and what I mean. I think it's just a part of winning and part of losing. With any team, with any player, especially the quarterback. If you're winning and you're a mean guy in the locker room or whatever you whatever they want to call him, or but I think winning, like they say, winning cures all. So you'll see what you're saying of him being a person with when the camera's on and when the camera's off. If you see them losing, if you see a 7-win season from that team and they don't make the playoffs, yeah, it will be a whole different atmosphere as far as teammates not giving him or having his back when they're losing.
Gotcha. We're at the top of the hour, ladies and gentlemen. You know this is a Thunderstorm. We're not going to do this without no hip-hop. Most definitely not. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this new song, I Made It, off the upcoming Rare Breed album by my man Rare Breed. We're going to give y'all a second to cool off after this discussion. The inboxes blew up after we brought up Cam Newton, especially from the ladies. So we might have brought up the wrong name there, fellas, but we're going to play this joint by Rare Breed, I Made It, and then we're going to get into discussion about Steph Curry, his faith, and whether it plays into his popularity or not. This is Rare Breed, I Made It. This is the Thunderstorm. Keep it locked.
Yo, this is Rare Breed. Check out the new single, I Made It, with KD7, FFM. This is a Thunderstorm. Keep it locked. Keep it locked.
I said I made it. I made it. His grace and mercy kept me, and I made it. I made it, yeah.
Come on.
I said I made it. I made it. His grace and mercy kept me, and I made it. I made it, yeah. Now let me hear y'all say I made it. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I made it. You see, I really should have died, but I made it out alive. I made it. All glory to the King right now. I made it. I made it. No holds barred. Look, first things first, let me set the record straight. I'm a Christian rapper, no need for a debate. I've been doing this for years, but ain't always been saved. Then Christ stepped in and showed me another way. I'm hungry, take this beat and put it on a plate. First name real like somebody ordered a steak. Eating on this word, I'm spiritually overweight. Now I'm reaching for the lost and my shoulders are at a place. I ain't even worried about a record deal. Nah, y'all keep that jazz. Look, I'd rather do it for my team than be a slave to a label and a trick for the cash. 100% real, no mask. Add concrete cause everybody goes hard. Everywhere we go, we get the best reception. FFM, whole team got bars. Rappers nowadays promoting the wrong mission. They wonder why kids grow up in the system. I wore the same shoes, breaking all the same rules. No A&E when I say that I needed an intervention. Woke up, felt like I was in a coma. Got a blood transfusion, knelt down at the altar. Now I'm alive to give everybody the story of how I made it out instead of laying in a coffin. I made it. His grace and mercy kept me, and I made it. I made it, yeah. Come on. I said I made it. I made it. His grace and mercy kept me, and I made it. I made it, yeah. Now let me hear y'all say I made it. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I made it. You see, I really should have died, but I made it out alive. I made it. All glory to the King right now. I made it. I made it. You see, it's way more than music. This here is little stuff. It's about reaching the people that feel like they don't have enough. Now what's a beat to a soul? What's some lyrics to some hope? If you don't get it, then you need to switch your mission up. I can't remember doing push-ups in a jail cell. Look down and see 20 years on a spreadsheet. That's why I'm here spitting this truth to the youth before they make the wrong decision and it's gonna be a fresh meat. I thank God he erased my sentence, so tell me why I wouldn't follow him and ask forgiveness. I gave it up in that minute, got rid of selfish ambition. That very instant the weight was lifted, salvation was given. You see, this is my testimony, I'm truly chained. Lifted up out of the water, I'm carrying broken chains. I'm under construction, he's working on me every day. No, I'm not perfect, but if I fall, I know he's made a way too. Go around it, keep pushing through the barriers. I need his blood to clean me, cause the sin is like malaria. Like if you don't find it in time, I promise it will bury ya. I pray you hear these words on the frequencies in your area. I made it, nothing short of a declaration. I say it, cause my situation's amazing. He took me when I didn't have a prayer. I'm rare, no matter what's your translation. I made it, his grace and mercy kept me, and I made it. I made it, yeah. Come on. I said I made it. I made it. His grace and mercy kept me, and I made it. I made it, yeah. Now let me hear y'all say I made it. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I made it. You see, I really should have died, but I made it out alive. I made it. All glory to the King right now. I made it. I made it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the booth is on fire. That's my man Rare Breed with the new joint I Made It, coming off his forthcoming album, the follow-up to his debut album, FFM Ministries, and Crosslink is in the building, man. We're doing big things. Bringing the fellas back. Welcome back to the Thunderstorm. Just in case you missed it, we were just talking about, the local teams in Cam Newton. We're about to get in a little bit of information about Steph. We got my main man, Jason Williams, on the line. Jason, just in case somebody decided they was going to play around and tune in 30 minutes late, take another second and tell them what you got going on this coming weekend, man.
Yeah, G, we got the event called Charlotte Hoop Fest. We're taking a lot of the top senior high school players. Going to be doing a lot of skill challenges. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of entertainment there. And, I mean, you just need to come out and support, and it's for a good cause. Yeah.
Most definitely, man.
And you can find us on www.keepitcleanentertainment.com.
Most definitely, man. And again, we thank Jason for being a part of the show tonight. We appreciate having him. NBA talk. We got the NBA playoffs going on. I haven't checked any updates. You got any of you guys know any scores and games going on?
Yeah. I'm on top of it. The Toronto Raptors move on to play the Cleveland Cavaliers by beating Miami today by a score of 116-89. Toronto wins that series 4-3 in a Game 7.
Wow.
All right. It is what it is. As a sports writer, I was praying for that Miami-Cleveland series. I thought that was the better right, but we always looking for that story, man. We always looking for that story. As we all know,
you got the number 1 and number 2 teams in the Eastern Conference, so it should be a battle, man. Toronto look like they're ready, like they're gonna bring the fight to Cleveland, man. It's gonna be a good series.
Yeah, most def. LeBron, former Heat affiliate, former Cavalier and current Cavalier. Without spending too much time on it, LeBron made some comments about Steph. Not gonna spend a whole lot of time on that. But Steph is the reigning now 2-time MVP of the basketball world, and congratulations to Steph Curry. I admire Steph Curry, man. I admire the fact that this man made fans out of Golden State Warriors fans where there never were any. I'm getting a little bit older now. I looked around. I have not seen a Golden State Warrior fan before Steph Curry, but I ain't got no problem with that either, man. With the NBA, it seems to be about the name on the back of the jersey a lot, and these guys are easily recognizable. They don't wear the helmets. They don't wear face masks, so we can see them easier. There are only 5 guys on the court. But Steph has handled himself with dignity. He's handled himself as a man of God, and we're thankful and prayerful for him and appreciate him for that. At the same time, even if Steph Curry makes a mistake, he is a young guy. That does not detract from the fact that he is a man of God and he is on the way up. And shout out to Cam Newton, man. We all on a journey, like Donnie and Corey both said, and we'll continue to pray for Cam Newton. We just definitely want to see everybody do better, be better. But, with sports and it's conversation, so we'll leave it with that. My question to the panel here tonight is Steph Curry's faith. We love the fact in the Christian community that he is a man of God. How much does his faith play into his popularity? Does it feed his popularity, or does it detract for it? Does it not make a difference in today's sports world? I'm going to start with you, Jason. What you got?
Jason. Yeah, I'm here. I'm a Curry fan anyway, so I'm always going to be for him. I'm gonna have to pass the baton to somebody else for right now, but I'm gonna chime in a few.
All right, Big Woo, we got you in the building, man. What's your theory? Has Curry's faith played into his popularity? Has it allowed people to shine away from him and shun him, or does it not matter either way? How does his faith play with him in the sports world and in the entertainment world?
Well, me personally, I don't believe his faith is what's got him shining. For me, it's his game. I don't think a lot of people really know what Steph Curry's faith is. I know he's a faithful guy as far as loving God and he pounds his chest and points up to the sky. When he makes a three. So we know he's wrapped in the blood, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I don't think that's what's got his popularity up. It's his play. And, later on when we start talking about that, I'm going to give you some numbers that'll blow your mind. And I think that's what it's all about for me anyway.
Word. Curry is definitely, in my opinion, I've watched a lot of basketball in my time. I have not seen too many shooters. I think we kind of talked offline the other day, JT, and then I talked to Ion, my man, about the same thing. I've seen Reggie Miller. I've seen Larry Bird. I think Steph Curry is just as good as those guys or better. This guy throws up the shots from some weird positions, things that we would tell our kids are fundamentally incorrect, and they all seem to drop for him. I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic over to you, Donnie. What you feel about Steph and whether or not it plays a part in his popularity?
I agree with Big Woo in this situation. I think it's his game because I love the fact that Steph Curry wears his face on his sleeve, but I don't think that's what made him as popular as it is. It's his game. We've had guys, whether it's Kobe or Shaq or Jordan, who didn't wear their faith on the sleeve, and we don't know what their religion is, and they were just as popular and successful, or even LeBron James right now. And those guys were all great players. So that's what it boils down to. And I don't know if we're going to branch off into the Tebow section of this thing, but that's like somebody like Tebow where it came a problem because your Christianity and your faith was, which is not a problem in my eyes, but it was bigger than your game itself. And you couldn't play. So, people didn't feel like you deserved the roster spot just because of your faith, whereas Steph Curry, whether he was, whether his faith or not, he deserves a roster spot in the NBA. He is by far the best player in the NBA. He's the MVP. So, I don't think it's his faith that correlates to his wildly, over-the-top success. I think it's more so his game.
Word up. And it's interesting you brought the Tebow thing, man, because we were actually going to go there. And I'm going to pose this question to you here, JT. Tim Tebow came along, very faithful brother. We all admired him for that, especially in the Kingdom. There are a lot of Kingdom-minded people. A couple of them just hit me up on the email. Shouts to Tawana in Charlotte, and shout to Felicia in Kannapolis, who both say that Steph's faith was absolutely why they chimed in and wanted to say that they loved him for that. And that's what made them fans. Felicia actually even says that she wasn't even really an NBA fan, but she's a Steph Curry fan, and that makes her watch games. So shout out to both of y'all. We appreciate y'all emailing the Thunderstorm. JT, Tim Tebow is a faithful man. Tim Tebow is a man of God. Many of the Christian community believe that Tim Tebow was bounced out of the league for the fact that he was so faithful. If that's true, and it had nothing to do with talent, why is Steph still playing? Why is Steph's popularity soaring? Why is Tim Tebow out of the league now? Is that the reason for Tim Tebow being bounced, or was it the fact that he couldn't throw the forward pass?
Well, I think it has everything to do with Tim Tebow's talent. He was a good college player. He was perfect for the Florida Gator offense, but he was not an NFL caliber quarterback. I wouldn't even say he was an NFL caliber tight end. He was just a good college player, and that was just the extent of it. I think his faith probably overshadowed a lot of stuff. I think his faith, he got bounced out of the league for his talent, but his faith was what he'll be remembered for, man, because that brother was strong in faith. And I'm glad that he was able to show that side because it was a whole lot better than his talent. He just didn't have it, to be a pro. As far as Steph gives us something that we ain't never seen before, the pure shooter. Just I can put it up from, any range, whether it's 40, 45 feet out. I can put it up and it's going to be all net. The guy brings an element to the game that there's like nothing I've seen, man. I mean, even since Jordan, I've never seen a guy be deadly from three-point range, not even a Bird and a Miller. They was up on the line. Steph is 5-10 feet back from the line, and he's deadly. And you think it's going in every time. So Steph is best. It was basically his faith is a cherry on top. That's okay, cool, man. You balancing it out. You mixing your faith and your ability that God gave you to play basketball, and those are blessings within itself.
Word up. And I'm going to get your opinion on this too, Wu, because I'm interested in that, man. But and keep in mind, too, fellas, I'm going to ask you, Donnie, would you agree that was kind of outlandish to say that Tim Tebow was bounced out of the league because of his faith? Because, I mean, we've seen Tony Dungy, great man of God, head coach, very successful, no problems there. We've seen, though his belief system is Catholicism, we've seen Troy Polamalu with his Hail Marys on the sideline. No problem seemed to be found there. You also have the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You have Mike Tomlin, man of God. You had Kurt Warner, future Hall of Famer, played with the Giants, played with the Rams, and ended his career with the Arizona Cardinals. How do you feel about all that, Donnie?
In regards to Tebow, like you said, I feel like, like I said, it's definitely the reason why he's not in the NFL is all strictly game. But the media had a lot to do with the Tim Tebow situation, because when Tim Tebow first started bowing down after touchdowns, that was a big between him and God. He was not doing that for any type of show or any type of love. That was his relationship with God and his way to honor God for blessing him in the game that he loved. And then the media got their hands on it and made that all that Tim Tebow was about. And whether you're Muslim, Christian, or, like I said, Kabbalah, I don't even know the other religion you name, nobody wants to feel like their religion is forced in other people. You don't want it shoved down other people's throat, because there are non-Muslims that don't want to be, your Muslimism, if I made up a word there, shoved down their face. And the same thing goes for Christianity. The entire world is not Christian. So it seemed like the media forced Tim Tebow's Christianity down your throat. Tim Tebow never did anything different than what he always did. It was the media portrayal of him. Now, the fact that he couldn't play football and he was fighting for an NFL spot made it easy for the sports writers to attack him for that. But Tim Tebow was just walking in his faith the way he was supposed to do. He just didn't have the game to back it up. But the media had a large part to do with that, because they were making it all about his faith. Because there was a lot of other guys that made it to the NFL that didn't have the game, and therefore they were gone and out of it. But because the media had already built up his faith and Tim Tebow as a popular player, because he was a great college player, then that hold on just a second. That went into his demise as I don't know. I'm confusing my words right now, fellas. So I'm going to go ahead and just stop. But I will say that I do believe the media had a lot to play with Tim Tebow's role as being seen by the public.
Let me bounce off of you for a minute, Donnie. The Tebow bow, when everybody was just so, it's the Tebow bow. He's bowing, he's kneeling down when he giving his thanks and he's praising God. He wasn't the first to do that. And like you said, Donnie, the media made that like it was his thing, but he was not the first to do that. Deion Sanders, you get down on two knees and throw his hands up when he scored a touchdown. I remember a bunch of guys used to get down on one knee and then cross themselves, the Catholic cross. So I don't understand why that became the Tebow bow, other than the media blowing something out of proportion, and they hurt that kid by doing that, man. So. Yeah, his faith didn't get him bounced out of the league. It was definitely his play on the field.
Thank you, Big Woo, because that's what I was trying to say. You said for me what I couldn't muster the words to say. That's exactly what I was trying to say, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, so he wasn't the first to do that. And, definitely the media is what caused him the overpopularity. He was just overpopular for somebody that wasn't that good. And so, but he was dashingly handsome, fit young man, you know what I mean? So they wanted him on TV. He was drawing the people in by being on TV, and so they ran with it. And that's just the way the I don't want to say media, because we are media, but the mainstream, let's go mainstream media likes to do.
All right. For you, Big Woo. In the subject of faith, when it comes to faith, there's certain things that go along with that. There's grace, there's humility. Everybody understands Tim Tebow and his grace. We respect him for that. Tim Tebow actually came in the Philadelphia Eagles training camp. Love the guy as a person, love what he represents, love who he is. I'll forever support him for that. Tim Tebow is the type of guy I'd like to have marry a daughter of mine. But I didn't want him as the quarterback of my professional football franchise. when it comes to humility, there were also talks to the fact that Tim Tebow had opportunities to play other positions. He had the opportunity to go to Jacksonville and start. He didn't want to. He wanted to go to New York for the bright lights, this is what they said. Tim Tebow was offered the right to play different positions on different teams. Some say a little bit of ego fit in there and said that, I don't want to do that. I want to play quarterback. How do you feel about that, Wu?
Yeah, I really think he should have played another role with another team. If he really wanted to play football, if this football was his thing, and that's what he wanted to do, I kind of knocked Tebow in this sense of not being a tight end or not being a fullback. If you want to be on the field, you want to make a difference for a team, go where the team needs you. Go where the team think you'll be a better fit for their team. So do that, So it kind of made it even worse on itself by going to New York and wanting to be in the big city of New York where all the media is, where all the hype and where all the hype machine and all that is. So yeah, I kind of fault him on that by not going with the Jacksonville Jaguars and playing quarterback when they wanted you to play quarterback. That was your opportunity right there to really show the world that you deserve to be a quarterback. But also not taking the opportunity to play tight end or fullback, to be on the field and play in the NFL. If that was your desire to just play in the NFL, then he should have done that. I believe so.
Word up. I'll go with that. I'm going to go ahead and answer my own question. First, I'm going to go to Jason. Jason, you're putting your thoughts together. You have a follow-up comment to this subject?
I think that Team Tebow is, I think he's a good player. I think he's a good motivator. I think he's a good encourager for the team. I think he's a good backbone. I think he took on more than he could chew when he came to the NFL. He didn't last long. I kind of feel bad for him in a way, but I wish he could have stayed a little longer. I wish he could have made it on the right team that fits his play better, and that way he would have lasted a little bit longer in the NFL at the time.
And I would have to say, my brother, that I agree with you. I'm going to answer my own question. I'm actually answer Donnie's question first. I agree with Donnie with what he said, and I appreciate you bringing that into the conversation, Donnie. I think Tim Tebow's faith may have aggravated some based on the fact that they felt like it was up in front of everybody all the time. Personally, as a Christian, I applaud it. I'm glad it happened. Nothing would have made me happier than to see Tim Tebow stand on the podium at Super Bowl Sunday and say, first of all, I want to give honor and thanks to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. That would have made me happy, but unfortunately, I think the lack of the skill set there for the NFL level prevented that from happening. As far as Steph is concerned, I think it's a little bit of both. I think Steph has got the game, and that brings in an audience, but there's also audience like two of our sisters responded by saying to us through email that Steph Curry brought a lot of fans in who may not have listened and may not have watched and may not have been supporters of the Golden State Warriors or even watched the NBA itself, because it was a breath of fresh air, so to speak, to see an athlete of his caliber and to be the type of man he was. So I'd say it's a little bit of both, but it doesn't help that he's got one of the greatest jump shots we've ever seen in the game either. Real quick before we go to break, the league now. Does the league belong to LeBron or does the league belong to Steph? What you got? Whose league is it now?
Well, at the moment, you got to say Steph. It's Steph Curry's league. He's the MVP, two-time MVP, unanimous MVP this year, and I wouldn't say he's taken over as the king of the NBA, but he's what's sexy for the moment.
All right. JT, Steph or Curry, who you got? It's Steph Curry, my bad. Steph or LeBron, who you got?
Well, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say he came in as the king, and he's gonna leave as a legend. I'm gonna say LeBron.
What's your reason for that?
I know you got one. LeBron came in with all kind of hype, man. He had all kind of expectations before he ever played in the NBA court, and he came in and he showed and proved from the very first time he stepped on the court and he's had to play for on a high level his whole career. Steph didn't have that same pressure, man. Steph came in under the radar and was able to build his resume up. LeBron had to come in, and he had to be the man from first jump. So that's why I'm going to say LeBron. LeBron, it's still LeBron's league.
Word up. Jason, we try to be respectful of your time, man. I know you called in to hang out with us. Don't let us hold you if you got something to do, man, but we're definitely glad that you're still here. But I'm asking the same question to you, man. LeBron or Steph, who you got? Whose league is it now? Jason.
I think we lost.
Okay, I think we might have lost Jason. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I'm here. I think it was LeBron's league, but now that Steph is here, he is the next to come. I mean, he is a complete guard. I mean, he can play, he can dribble, he can shoot, he can do it all. I think that as far as the media goes, I think that Steph has a cleaner resume than LeBron. I think that Steph is just more of the media person that that's the player that they like the most.
Word up. Jason,
hey,
we definitely
before Donnie jumps
Hello?
here, G, let me just give y'all a couple numbers real quick. As far as Steph Curry goes, the stronger, because it comes down to who finishes the best in the game, who can shut it down when it's time to shut it down. Steph Curry, during the regular season, Curry dominated in crunch time. 50.4 points per 48 minutes. Now, just think about that for a minute. The only people to get close to that is Kobe Bryant, Kyrie Irving, and LeBron James. Steph Curry is 50.4 points. Kobe Bryant was 48.9. Kyrie Irving, 46.1. LeBron James, 45.7. So, I mean, when it's crunch time, when it's on the line, and your star gets it done like that, I mean, come on. I mean, like I said, he's not the king of the NBA. He's still got several years before he can prove or take over that reign. But, I do agree with JT in the respect that LeBron has proven himself time and time again from day one, from game one when he came into the league. He has proven that he is worthy of the title King James. And when you give yourself that title, you come in as a rookie and you call yourself the king, and you go and you prove that, yes, over time he has proven that, and I believe Steph Curry over time will also prove that he is the king of the league.
Word up, man. And I got to say, as a Duke Blue Devil, man, I got to appreciate the Kyrie Irving reference, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the Kyrie Irving reference coming from a Tar Heel. And much love to the Duke Blue Devils when we go to class, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Duke Blue Devils when we go to class.
No,
Kyrie may not have, but then again, Kyrie only played about 8 games for us, so.
I was thinking the same thing. I was gonna call you out on that, but I just left it alone.
Donnie, what's up, man? Donnie, what's up, man? We bringing it back in, man. What's up? You got LeBron or you got Steph? Who you got? Whose league is it?
I still think it's LeBron's league at the moment. This finals, if they meet up in this finals and Curry beats them head to head with a healthy, Cleveland team, then you may be able to, in my opinion, then switch it to a Curry league. But for right now, it's LeBron James. As much as I like Curry, I feel like he's the best shooter in the game, the best shooter we've ever seen. But LeBron, to me, is the most unique player we have ever seen. Michael Jordan was a dominating scorer and a vicious animal in crunch time. So, too, was Kobe Bryant. Magic Johnson was a floor general like we had never seen before. But LeBron is a perfect combination of both of them. And he can dominate a game with his scoring like he did in Detroit where he went out for 18 points in the fourth quarter and overtime, or he can get everybody else involved and drop a triple-double on you. And any time that man decides that he wants to go to the hole, there's not a person on planet Earth that can stop him. So we're lucky he doesn't average 50 points on slam dunks a game. But, yeah, I still think it's a LeBron James league right now because I think he is the most dominant player in the league, even though shortly here soon Steph Curry may take over the reins of that. But I definitely like Steph, but it's LeBron's league.
Word up, man. Word up. And I got to agree with it. I got to go with LeBron. You know what I mean? I mean, love Curry to death, love his shot. Sometimes I think we confuse best shooter with best player.
I agree.
I've never seen a shooter, because we're enamored with points, I've never seen a shooter like Steph Curry, but most valuable player to me has to be LeBron. It's got to be something of walking into a franchise that was downtrodden, saving that franchise, making that franchise a contender, going to another franchise. The franchise you leave goes back to being downtrodden. You make that team a contender. You go to 4 straight NBA Finals. You win 2 of them. You go back to Cleveland, the downtrodden franchise again, and immediately they're a contender again with basically the same roster. So most valuable player, if that ain't value, I don't know what it is. Jason, appreciate you for stopping by the Thunderstorm Sports Show today, man. We love you. We appreciate what you're doing in the community. We appreciate what you're doing with the youth, man. We got to be respectful of your time, man. I've held you on hold for long periods of time here, man, but thank you for what you've done. Thank you for what you're doing. And, bro, God bless you. We'll definitely be in the building for your event. And one last time before you go, give me any social media that you may have and where the event will be held.
It's going to be held at Vance High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. Call the Charlotte Hoop Fest. You can contact me at www.keepitcleanentertainment.com, on Facebook at Keeping with an I-N, Keeping It Clean Entertainment, entertainment, or else you can try on Twitter and as well as Instagram at Keep It Clean ENT.
It's been a pleasure. I know we're going back and forth on social media forever, and it was hard for us to get in contact with each other sometimes, but I appreciate what you're doing. We'll definitely be in touch, bro. You take care, all right?
Absolutely, man. I appreciate the invitation.
All right. God bless you. From the Thunderstorm, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side of this break, we're going to play some music because it's not the Thunderstorm. We don't have some holy hip-hop. On the other side of this break, ladies and gentlemen, we got In Your Face with JT. Not sure what the subject is yet, but it's going to be entertaining. And we're going to get into GQ's way too early picks for the NFL schedule where I tell you who wins every division. And I've done this in the middle of May. Watch how accurate I am. I do this every year. And, of course, we're going to take a brief second and we're going to talk about why nobody watches boxing anymore. Let me see. Let's go around here. Let's see what we can play. We got my man 47 Disciple. We're going to play a little bit of Missionary. This is 47 Disciple of Zion I. This is Crosslink. This is Thunderstorm. This is Godsquad ENT. The first episode of the Thunderstorm. This is 47 Disciple Missionary. Keep it locked.
Yeah, I be a missionary. I go get 'em, the young and the old. I go get 'em, the rich and the poor. I go get 'em, the broken and the torn. I go get 'em, yeah.
Who are you, bro? Please, man, just think about it. What's inside your heart, boy? I see the way you play them cards, boy. Chill, bro. Fall back. Let me see what's on your mind, boy. That paper coming this time. You about that money, so you crying. You wanna shine, flashing lights, you Superman, that's kryptonite. You gotta get it, was born for a victim of this hate war. Want a fat crib, hot ride, dime piece, money multiply. A reason to sell your soul for the fame and the fortune and control. Less fools go hurt that before. You grinding cause you want more. Then come to Christ, give him your life, get a new mind and eyesight. A reason to live, a reason to die, a reason to get your soul right. It's not about religion, so let faith be your decision. Have faith in the fact that he gave his life was solely in your condition. Not to make you a Christian, but a son. Now listen, religion has its place. God is wanting your attention. Relationship, do you know the king? You're not a Christian. I'm on my grind, I'm on my grind, I'm on my grind, I'm on my grind. Yeah. get them. The rich and the poor, I go get them. The broken and the torn, I go get them. Yeah. Now that I got your attention, my friend, will you please listen? Yeah, I be a Christian, no denomination, my religion. But understand my position, nowadays everybody a Christian. What is true religion? First believe that Christ is risen. But James said, let's see, homeboy. Chapter 1, verse 27, go read it for yourself, homeboy. Let your mind embedded. And if you lack wisdom, ask God. James said it. Must do the word, not just hear the word. If not, we can forget it. We deceiving ourselves. In line to everyone else. We gotta see the truth, then be the truth, then help someone else. What is the Great Commission? See me preaching, Christ is risen. See soul set, free mindset, free past, been forgiven. Been I'm fighting with thorns, but seeking Christ is how I'm living. This world is just a show, so play the part that you've been given. Then open up your eyes, read your hope and let it fly. There be no reason in the whole world that you should ever let it die. I'm on my grind. I'm on my grind, Lord, I'm grinding. I'm on my grind, Lord, I'm grinding. I'm on my grind. Yeah, I be a missionary. I go get 'em, the young and the old. I go get 'em, the rich and the poor. I go get 'em, the broken and the torn. I go get 'em. Yeah, I be a missionary. I go get 'em, the young and the old. I go get 'em. The rich and the poor, I go get 'em. The broken and the torn, I go get 'em. Yeah.
Yo, 47 will not agree with me, man. That is my favorite joint on the EP 47, man. I wouldn't have cared if you'd added 4 more verses to that joint, man. I love that missionary joint. 47 Disciple, one of the charter members of the Crosslink movement, man. Y'all feeling that record, man?
That was dope. I like it.
Oh, yeah, I like that one. I like that one and that Rare Breed, I made it.
Yeah.
Rare Breed is nasty, man. Rare Breed, one of the greatest lyricists I think I've ever seen in my entire life. That's regardless of genre or whatever you're talking about. Rare Breed is nasty. Sports, we got about 22.5 minutes left in the broadcast. JT, you up? It's in your face with JT.
He better not have left.
JT. All right, we having some technical difficulties.
I'm here.
Okay, we're having some technical difficulties with the microphone, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for that. We got JT on here. It's time for In Your Face with JT. Go ahead and hit him, JT.
And I want to speak on Michael Samms. Michael Samms recently made a comment in the media saying that he believes if he hadn't came out the closet, that he would still be in the NFL. And I want to go to something that he also said in the media. He also said, the film doesn't lie. I don't have anything else to prove in football. People should know that I know how to play football. I'm going to say this. When you was at Missouri, I didn't even recognize you or know who you were until you got your 5 minutes of fame on draft night. I can honestly say that your time in the league proves to me that, you cannot take that for granted, man. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't talented enough to make it in the league, and you wasn't up to par to what the NFL was all about, and your time there was very short. What's sad about the situation is, man, you got all these youth, man, all these guys that's trying, playing football and want to be professional players. You got the opportunity to do it by default, and you didn't make the best of your opportunity. And then on top of that, you went to the CFL, and you made a further mockery of your career. Michael Samms, you get the finger of shame. You got to come a whole lot better than that, sir, because there are a lot of guys that would have loved to been in your position and would have maximized, the opportunity to play in the league.
Well, it's called In Your Face for a reason. Got to say, I agree with you, bro. I watch SEC football because I cover it. I watched every game Missouri played in during the course of his career, and every time I looked up, they were talking about a wide receiver. They were talking about a quarterback here and there. Personally, did not know who Michael Sam was until it was time for an NFL scouting combine. Every time you tune in, there were 5 other guys they were talking about. So Michael Sam, we got to disagree with you, bro.
Yeah,
Lou,
I'm
with
with
us on
you.
that?
Yeah, I definitely disagree. I think if you can play, it don't matter if what you are. If you can play, if you was a girl, if a girl could come out there and get 10 to 12 sacks, she would be playing. Nobody would care. So yeah, I disagree with Michael Sams. I think if he played harder, if he focused more on football, instead of his sexual orientation, then I believe he would still be playing football if he could play.
Right. What you think? You with us on this? It's three up. What you think, Donnie? What you got? You on the same boat?
Yeah, let's go ahead and make it 4 for 4 because I'm with you. Like you said, I never heard of him at Missouri. I heard about a wide receiver. I heard about a couple of quarterbacks. I never heard of him. And then when I did finally hear of you, it was because you had come out. And then I started learning about your career, which when I broke that down wasn't all that impressive. You didn't even blossom until your senior year. And I think he had, let's just say, 12 sacks. Well, heck, 4 of them came in one game against a cupcake that nobody had ever heard of. So, I mean, even that was overblown. And you had ample opportunity in the NFL to prove yourself. When that didn't work out, you went to the CFL and didn't. You should dominate the CFL if you truly are an NFL player. You couldn't even hack it up there. So no, you don't deserve to be in the NFL because you had an opportunity. Some guys never even get there, and they feel like, oh, I deserve to be there. You were there and didn't make the most of your opportunity. So it's proven that you can't play on that level.
Word up, we 4 for 4. Michael Sam. In the most agape way possible, bro. We love you, but we disagree with you. We 4 for 4. We don't think what it is. We look at the slow 40 time. We look at the how you stunk it up on the bench press, man. That might be why you're not in the league. It has nothing to do with your sexual orientation. We're sorry. We got to disagree with you, bro. Moving along.
In your face.
Moving along. Boxing is very near and dear to me in my heart. A lot of people don't realize this. Boxing was huge in this country about 15 to 20 years ago. We don't think it is anymore. There was an amazing fight a week ago, Amir Khan and Canelo Alvarez. Nobody saw it. There was an amazing replay of that fight. Less people tuned in than they did for the fight, and they knew it was a fight. Boxing has grown to a position in sports where people don't want to tune in because people tune in to see knockouts. Too many fights are going distance. They see fights as boring. They see fighters as too defensive. Nobody wants to take a chance. Meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, and JT, I know you're an MMA guy and know a lot about that. We're probably going to lean on you for this, but MMA is exploding. Some people say it has a cult following. I hate to use the word cult on this show, but that's what it is. Some people say it has a cult following. But MMA is exploding. UFC is exploding. And whether you like it or not, every single month, they've got a quality fight on that people are interested in and want to tune into. Boxing, you have to wait 5 years for a fight. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, who cares? That fight was 5 years too late. JT, you with me on that, man, or you go the other way?
Nah, man, I agree. I mean, every month you get a marquee matchup in UFC, Strikeforce, MMA. They're giving you what the fans want. And those guys are not backing down. You even got guys that's dropping down in weight classes and coming up in weight class to fight one another. In boxing, for me personally, man, boxing ended when Tyson and Lewis and Holyfield and all those guys quit fighting. And then some guy out of Russia won it and had it for 9 years. And it kind of lost me after that, man. Boxing ain't never been the same.
Donnie, you agree?
Yeah, I 100% agree because when I was younger, I was a huge fan of boxing, like all the guys that James just named, plus the Ray Leonards, the Roberto Durans, the Marvin Haglers, the Tommy Hearns. I mean, everybody. You could name it was a marquee matchup all the time in boxing. I mean, it was great to watch. It was great to watch. But like you said, after a while, I don't know if the promotion and the media portrayal of boxing declined or if it was the fighters themselves. Whatever one happened, you just don't hear about boxing as much anymore. And maybe it's because it's not anybody that we can identify with other than a Floyd Mayweather or somebody, like you said, and even still those fights come too late. And it's just I'm not familiar with anybody in boxing right now. I didn't even know that Alvarez fight was on until I heard you mention it yesterday. I knew nothing about it. I don't know if that's the promoter's fault or I don't know if it's just that nobody in the country cares about boxing anymore. But I've definitely found myself as one of those guys. I just don't watch the sport at all anymore. I have no idea who holds any belts, and I didn't even know who Alvarez was. I had to look him up last night after you talked about him. That's shameful.
Yeah. I think the other issue, too, is it's gotten to a point where the monster has turned into the fact that we may have been lacking we were lacking a clear American heavyweight that was good for the span of close to about 20 years. There were no great American heavyweights. And we're just getting to the position now we're starting to see some of those again. Will, what you got? You with boxing or MMA?
Actually, I'm not with either. I haven't really watched MMA till since back in the time where you can only get it on videotape. You get MMA 1 through 9, I believe it was. I seen and it was something that you saw and it was like you wasn't supposed to see it. It was almost like back when you were a kid and you found your first porno. You knew you wasn't supposed to be watching that. And that's what MMA was for me. And then as it went on, and I think they're up to 100 and something now bouts. But going back to boxing was dying a slow death for years because there was decisions at the end of the fight. There was always controversy in boxing, and then that controversy just kept. You'll watch a fight and be like, that dude didn't win that fight, he lost. And so with the judges and the scandals and all that came along with it, slowly put boxing out of commission for me and a lot of people. That's why it doesn't have the popularity. Mayweather is about the only one that can bring in, some attention to boxing right now. If Mayweather's not fighting, nobody wants to see anybody else fight. And I think it's got a lot to do with controversy. And then even with Mayweather's last fight with him and I forget the cat's name, but that last fight with Mayweather and the expectations that came along with that fight, and it just disappointed. And of course Mayweather was just boxing Mayweather's fight. It wasn't nothing that he didn't, but I think people was looking for a toe-to-toe, fist-to-fist, I'll punch you, I'm going to punch you back kind of fight. And that wasn't what went down, and that's what they look for now. People looking for you to be more of a MMA where somebody gets knocked out and concussed, and that's what they look for. That's what the fans are looking for, and I don't think you're gonna see that in boxing. You may have a heavyweight coming along and knock some people out, but I don't think there'll ever be another Mike Tyson. And then after Mike Tyson was done, it was all over after that. For me.
Arturo Gatti, great fighter. May he rest in peace. The late, great Arturo Gatti had a slew of losses on his record, had a very violent trilogy with Mickey Ward. Arturo Gatti will surely be missed, but he's definitely missed by boxing fans because even in the light of all those string of losses and the amount of losses he had, he was willing to take chances. He put his body on the line. He consistently went to the hospital after every fight, and fans respected him for that. He gave the fans what they paid their money to see. So Arturo Gatti, you're missed. We're not sure if any guys like you are left in the game. But Pretty Boy Floyd is called Pretty Boy for a reason. He's not gonna get that face cut up.
That's right.
So not the reason to spend a whole lot of time left on that, fellas. We getting close to about 10 minutes left in the broadcast, and nobody will believe this, but we just did an entire 9-minute show, and I didn't bring up the NFL one time until now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for my way too early picks. And to cue it up, we got to get Ion on here, to give us like some music, man, like some sound effects and stuff, because I'm really ready to play this music from the gauntlet, but I think I may run over the time. But starting in the NFC, man, I'm going to go ahead and go with everybody's favorite except Donnie's, the NFC East, where we have the Cowboys, Redskins, Giants, and Eagles. And I'm going to say, y'all are going to say I'm a homer for this, but I actually picked against them the last 2 years. I'm going to say the Eagles take the division. In the West, I'm going to say that I'm going to say with the now the Los Angeles Rams, the San Francisco 49ers, who are a train wreck, and let's see here, we got the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. I think Arizona tends to have Seattle's number sometimes, so I'm actually going Arizona there. In the South, I see the Panthers, the Buccaneers. I see the Atlanta Falcons, and I see the New Orleans Saints. I see the Saints is getting old. I just don't believe in Atlanta consistently. Tampa Bay may be a few years away, but probably on the right track. Carolina is strong enough. Carolina's talented enough. Carolina has the right quarterback and has the best quarterback in that division, possibly the best coach, who may be underrated. But Carolina, I think they're good enough to dispel the sophomore jinx, the Super Bowl jinx, and actually get back into the playoffs next year. Now, whether they get back to the Super Bowl is a whole other theory. And in the North, Chicago, miss. Detroit, Minnesota, again, same type scenario. Good, got the right quarterback, but some of those stats are inflated because he only throws passes about 3 yards from the line of scrimmage. Until I see somebody knock off Green Bay, I have no reason to believe that they won't do it again this year. Aaron Rodgers just has to elevate his level of play in the playoffs. We go to the AFC.
I said, and he'll have Jordy Nelson back.
Yeah, he will. In the AFC in the East, the Jets, I don't believe in. I like Todd Bowles. He's a former Eagles coach, but I just don't see him as a head coach. The Buffalo Bills have Rex Ryan as a coach. Case closed, period, in a sentence. Let's see, that leaves the Miami Dolphins, who just can't seem to get out of their own way, and Ryan Tannehill may be a little bit paid and overrated until I see somebody again. The Patriots, since Tom Brady's been there, they've won that division every year except one, and that was the second year he was with the team, where they actually tied in record with the Jets at 9-7, and the Jets took the division in that year. But the Patriots have added in areas of need, and they'll be stronger, I think, where they were. So I'll go with the Patriots there. In the North, I think this is Pittsburgh's year to finally get past Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati's strong. But one thing I'm starting to learn about Cincinnati, and you guys can check the stats, in primetime games, in Monday night games, in Sunday night games, in Thursday night games, in playoff games, whenever the lights come on, Cincinnati's not the same team. Till I see them take that next step and all their leaders aren't crazy on the field, then I have to go with the established, dominant franchise of one of the most historic and probably one of the greatest franchises in all of sports, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Baltimore, just don't see it. Sorry, Ravens fans, and shout out to my man, Zell Harris. I know you're from Baltimore, my little brother, but don't see it for the Ravens this year. Cleveland Browns, all the Cleveland Browns. Do we need to say any more about that?
No.
In the South, Houston made a playoff appearance. I think they take a step backward next year. I don't believe Brock Osweiler does anything for the franchise. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars, who may be a snake-bitten franchise. And we also have, who else is in that division? We say Houston, Jacksonville,
the Colts.
The Colts. That's actually my pick to win it. Andrew, there have been a slew of quarterbacks taken over the last few years, fellas. Quarterback is a position of need. People are always taking one to find their next franchise quarterback. Out of all the quarterbacks we've seen taken over like the last 5 years or so, one of them, I repeat, one of them is a star, and his name is Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck is the man. New coach, new regime. The Colts get back on track. The Colts win that division, and Andrew Luck gets healthy again because for the last year, his insides look like something off that Saw movie. We've done the North. We've done the East. We've done the South, which takes us to the West. In the West, we have the Raiders, who are run by Al Davis's son. And let's go ahead and get something straight. 3 teams showed up to an NFL meeting to try to get their team moved to Los Angeles. It was the Raiders, it was the San Diego Chargers, and it was the Los Angeles Rams. The Raiders are the only team that didn't show up with a plan for moving. That says it all about the Raiders and what they have become. We have the Denver Broncos, who I think are strong enough, talented enough, regardless of who plays quarterback, and they just signed Paxton Lynch, a good one, who many people had ranked as the number 2 quarterback in the draft up until Carson Wentz made his ascension. I go with the Broncos to win the West over the Raiders, over the Chiefs with Andy Reid. Andy Reid, I love you, 14 years as the Eagles head coach, but the guy's a regular season coach. They're like the old Phoenix Suns. They put up numbers during the regular season. They're built for the regular season. They're not built for the postseason. I agree the same thing about Kansas City and the San Diego Chargers. I love to see Phillip Rivers at some point win one, but they just never seem to want to give him any talent. and the best coach they had in the last 20 years was Marty Schottenheimer, and they ran him out of town after going 14-2. So those are my way too early picks to win the division. I'll let you guys chime in and let me know if I've nailed it or if I spunk it up. Big Woo, did I nail it? Did I need to change anything? What you got?
You got Carolina right and maybe Pittsburgh, New England. That's it. Philadelphia.
Everything else is wrong.
NFC East, it will not win it. I'm gonna take the Stephen A. Smith comment. They're an accident waiting to happen, like my Cowboys used to be. But my Cowboys will dominate this NFC East this year. The NFC North, I think you pick Green Bay. I would normally go with you on that, but for the sake of radio, I'm gonna say Minnesota's gonna win it. NFC South, you got that right. So Carolina. NFC West, I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals. I guess you got that one right too. I'll go ahead and give you props on that one. But it could be Seattle. Seattle is going to be a tough race between Seattle and Arizona. AFC
I got
East,
Seattle in the wild card.
Okay. AFC East, I'm going with Buffalo this year to take it away from the New England Patriots. My man Rex Ryan, Sexy Rexy, is going to get it done in Buffalo. In the North, Pittsburgh, I do agree with that. I think Cincinnati may be they're going to compete, but I think Pittsburgh, like you said, they're a franchise that just keeps rebuilding. And the AFC South, I think the Tennessee Titans with the second year quarterback and the new running back that they got. I think they're going to make things happen, and I think Houston is going to be better than what you think with Brock Osweiler. They're going to be better than they were last year, so that might not be saying much, but I think they'll be better. But I'm going with the underdog, Tennessee Titans, to win the division. AFC West, I'm going with the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders.
Good luck with that one, bro.
Hopefully they have a little bit of talent. If they can get themselves together, they got some talent. I like Carr and I like Amari Cooper out there, and they can do something in the future. But they're not winning the division this year.
They win in the division.
All right, we got about 3 minutes left in the broadcast. Woo, appreciate you. JT, was I wrong? Was I right?
I'm gonna go the other side, man. I'm gonna say totally opposite of what you said. I'm going to say Jets win the East. I'm going to say the Ravens win the North. I'm going to say the Colts are going to win the South. I'm going to go San Diego, AFC West. My Cowboys going to win the East. I'm going to say the Detroit Lions come out of the North. I'm going to say, on a limb, I'm going to say Tampa Bay going to come out the South.
Oh.
And I'm going to go ahead and say the Los Angeles Rams make a statement and come out the West.
Wow.
All right. We got 2.5 minutes. Donnie, was I right? Was I wrong?
You was a little bit wrong starting with my Jets, man. We taking a division from the Patriots this year. So AFC East, give me my Jets. AFC North, I like Cincinnati. I think they finally will step it up in big games. I agree with you. They fold under pressure, but this year is their year. Taking the Colts, I agree with you there right there. I think Andrew Luck bounces back. I am going to give Phillip Rivers his one this year. I like Kansas City, but I think Denver's going to lose. And that quarterback position is going to hurt them. So I'm going to go ahead and say Phillip Rivers is going to pull themselves together and get one. But if not, I like San Diego. But if not, I like Kansas City. But definitely going with San Diego. Oh man, I hate to say it, but actually, you know what? I was going to say the Dallas Cowboys, but actually, I'm going with the New York Giants to win the NFC East. I got the Packers.
We got 90 seconds.
I got Packers in the North, Panthers in the South, and I'm going with the Cardinals in the West.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just completed 90 minutes of the inaugural Thunderstorm episode. Continue to tune in. We love each and every one of y'all. Those are our way too early picks for the NFL. We end the night with So Alive by my man J-Lock. He just shot a video for it. Video coming soon. J-Lock, we love y'all. We played everybody on the crosslink tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Thunderstorm. God bless y'all. Good night in my Russell Simmons voice. This is So Alive, J-Lock.
Morning.
Father knew me. Enjoy. Hey, they said the time is right. They said the mood is set. They said to shine my light. I said I bet. I got my Bible checked, my holy water, my cross to bear on my back and also around my neck. Some still they stole the blow. That right I would never take. I wait till God say so. See how fast I levitate. See how fast I elevate. Come here, let me demonstrate. Never will I imitate this food for thoughts on dinner plate. Pray to him I'm not too late. I took my time, you had to wait. My bad, now I'm on it like I never lost my faith. Was raised in the church, now I'm back just to set it straight. Promise not to pull a mace, don't let that resonate. See, too many games was played, so I had to hesitate. Make sure I can't correct, no disrespect to you others' face. This is just me, getting settled in my happy place. Smiley faces to the world, God don't ever make mistakes. Hey. Recipe, was searching for a better me. Down again I never be. Weakness something you never see, or something I never show. I'm just trying to let it go. Thoughts from the heart hit like darts under the devil's cloak. Wasn't enough to live my life. God told me to get it right. No matter the sacrifice, you know I made the sacrifice. Now look at my life, living right for this the afterlife. Cause after Christ there is none, no matter has a price. Therefore it's hard for me to ignore everything around me. Money, cars, and export. Call me a young escort, nodding off to his word. Holla at your boy a little later. Please don't disturb, cause this serves as your guide for you to follow. Pray today for what may happen to you tomorrow. Pray to God protect you from all hurt and sorrow. Time nothing to waste, cause time you can't borrow. Now follow. In the morning, so wake up. Fresh out of bed, sleepy head, no time for makeup. Just come as you are, Paul. Follow only God's law. Life like a seesaw, promise to never detour. Promise to only be more. Fly like that team can be more. If Grams could only see what his baby boy could be all. Does he? Know for a fact that God loves me. Time after time, blessing the finest spirit above me. Homie, if only you could see. And if you truly believe, then one day you could be. Trust me, I know what I see. Far from the days of old, now I welcome a new. I feel the spirit moving, I only spit with truth. Diction with different views, listen, you feel them too. Christians, we live in proof, give him his praises due. So if it ever falls apart, start to look and grin. Now I don't fear the dark, I just take a look at him. So,
Boar's Head is bringing a slice of Japan to the deli. Introducing Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. Tender, slow-roasted chicken breast, coated in our signature teriyaki glaze, where ginger, garlic, and a hint of brown sugar meet for a flavor that's both sweet and savory. New Boar's Head Ichiban Teriyaki-style chicken. the bold flavor of Japan. Now at the deli. Only from Boar's Head. Compromise elsewhere.